Rob Rolison, Mayor of the City of Poughkeepsie.
I don't know about you, but I am really revved up about tonight. Did you know that this is a city on the go? And you're about to find out why. Like our purchase of a new ladder truck for our fire department, $1 million necessity for our fire department that we could not have done without the assistance of someone, Frank Scartatos. And Chris, I know Frank's in Albany, but when you get him on the phone tonight, tell him thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. We'll also be taking delivery of our second group of 5 new police cars. That will be 10 in the past year. And finally, we are now beginning to have a rotation of updating our police fleet. That's important. Now, in addition to the ladder truck I just mentioned, our fire department is also soon to take delivery of a $500,000 pumper truck. That being Engine 2, which is stationed at 505 Main Street with the aforementioned tower ladder. And Engine 2 is 20 years old, and it is the busiest engine in the city of Poughkeepsie. These vital upgrades are important because they ensure our first responders have the tools they need to do their job. In 2017, our fire department responded to over 4,600 calls, including nearly 2,800 calls for rescue and medical aid. They were responsible for putting out 40 structure fires, and 18 of which required multiple alarms. Now, the great thing, and I like to talk about this every year, is that the average response time keeps going down, and it is down another 3 seconds from last year, which is down, I think, another 10 seconds from the year before, and we all know that in an emergency, seconds count. So let's give a round of applause to Mark Johnson and our firefighters. Chief is right over there with Deputy Chief Joe Franco. And also the call takers at the 911 center who do this day in, day out for us to get the equipment in the police cars and our officers where they need to go. Now, when you elected me mayor, I promised to make the city safer. We're doing that, and we're going to continue to do that. This year, our police department has led the way in the local fight against street crime. We've partnered with state and regional law enforcement on several significant investigations, one of which led to the arrest of 31 members of 2 street gangs that were responsible for numerous acts of violence and drug dealing in this city, which were targeting our residents and the community. Every day, our police department continues its important work of strengthening the community relations and building trust between the officers and the citizens they serve. Our police department sets an example for all of the other city departments when it comes to grant applications and management. Over the last 2 years, we have secured $1.3 million for our police department in grant dollars, money that comes from the county, the federal, and the state governments, money that we use for crisis intervention training, money that we use for gun-involved, the violence elimination program, which is so successful in neighborhoods in the city. So these monies come from the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, and different agencies both within the state and within the county. The violence that is occurring in our schools across this country, words can't express our sadness and horror at these events. I have asked City Councilwoman Natasha Cherry, also a school district employee, City Council member Matt McNamara, who are our liaisons to our school district, to be part of the discussions that are ongoing in the school district on a weekly basis with their SAVE team. I've asked Chief Tom Pape to work on additional school safety measures in conjunction with the district. And I want to thank Superintendent Nicole Williams, who is here tonight, and the school board for all their assistance that she and her team have provided to our police department as we responded to these unfortunate threats that continue to plague schools across the country. Together, we can always do more, and we will, because our schools need to be safe for the students and the staff that go in there every single day, and that's a top priority of this government. Now, while the numbers say crime is declining in our city, and it is, it's time that we faced head-on the perception that still exists that the city of Poughkeepsie can sometimes be viewed as unsafe. I don't agree with it, but I get it. And while crime is trending downward, these statistics can't tell us what people think about the city. Changing public perception can be difficult, but that's the goal we've set for ourselves as we turn to our plan for the coming year. And as we think what we must do in order to achieve this goal, we know that cleaning up our city is high on the list. But now we are going to make the most significant investment in the cleanliness of our city in many years. We have committed to providing our Department of Public Works the resources and staff that they need to be successful throughout this city every day. This month, we are rolling out our new DPW restructuring plan, which repositions staff, adds new positions, and makes a number of well-deserved promotions. This restructuring will allow us to field, for the very first time that I know of in many, many years, a weekend DPW team to help clean our parks and to respond to specific garbage and litter issues and debris accumulation that occurs over the weekend. The days of our hardworking DPW employees spending the first few days of every week playing catch-ups are over. So, while I'm still talking about the Department of Public Works, let's acknowledge the fine job they've done all this winter. Where is Commissioner Chris Gent representing his team? This has been a tough winter. We've seen so many challenges because of these back-to-back storms with tree damage and downed power lines. And I want to thank Central Hudson for all the work that they've done in the city of Poughkeepsie over the past few weeks in getting the power back up. It hasn't been easy. Some of our residents have had a particularly challenging winter. The fire at the Rip Van Winkle houses this past fall and the subsequent heating problems that took place took a real toll on families. And I know he's not here tonight, but I want to thank Councilman Chris Petsis for his tireless work on behalf of all the residents of his ward, the First Ward. I also want to thank the Red Cross of the Hudson Valley. Their response was swift and appreciated by everyone in the community. I want to thank the Civic Center as well, and Danielle Anderson and her team for offering their space as a shelter in a time of need. We face an uphill battle against blight. Vacant and abandoned buildings are not just a problem limited to certain blocks. You see them throughout the city. In the next few days, I will be announcing the creation of something that we've been talking about and coordinating for the past few months, an anti-blight task force, which will harness and combine the power of various city departments, outside experts, and potential investors. Promoting home ownership are keys to stabilizing neighborhoods and stopping blight before it takes root. That's why we are so excited to partner with the new Poughkeepsie Affordable Housing Coalition. The coalition is comprised of our local housing-focused nonprofits, including Hudson River Housing, Rebuilding Together, and Habitat for Humanity. We are teaming up with them to ensure accessibility to long-term affordable housing and to decrease the number of vacant and abandoned properties in our city, particularly in the Fifth Ward. This evening, I am pleased to announce the Spring Free Transit Pass program that we are doing jointly with the county, which will provide free passes for the months of April and May for all City of Poughkeepsie senior citizens and persons with disabilities. Now, one of the key goals of the Innovation District is to support small business and job development, particularly in creative fields and light industry, while fostering partnerships with our local academic institutions to begin to address the skills and training gap. We want to ensure that as Poughkeepsie develops, it happens in an inclusive and equitable way. We will also continue to focus on growth and prosperity of our existing businesses, and we're excited that Rhinebeck Bank, headquartered right here in the city of Poughkeepsie, is committing up to $3 million in new small business loans within the city, and I want to thank Mike Quinn, who is sitting right over there, the president of Rhinebeck Bank, for this initiative. Thank you, Mike. So, a recent survey found that a majority of respondents believe that Poughkeepsie's best days are still ahead. So I know you do, and I do too. This evening, we're rolling out for the very first time a comprehensive new branding and marketing plan for our city's future. We're ready to send a strong message that our city is a thriving and on-the-go city. We're on the go because of the people who live here, the families who have lived here for generations, and because of the fabric and history of our community. This city, our city, is a city on the go. As you hear more in the coming weeks about our new marketing plan, our innovative anti-blight campaign, our plan to upgrade our park system, our efforts to upgrade equipment and repair aging infrastructure, when you see our new sanitation truck on the street or our new fire trucks and police cars in your neighborhoods, when you meet any one of the hundreds of dedicated and committed city employees in the performance of their work, remember, we are all champions of our city's future, and we all have a role to play in the pursuit of these goals. When we all keep working together in our city, a city on the go, I know that we can accomplish all of this and more. So tomorrow, join me in this adventure. This is our time. It's PK go time. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for caring about this city.